The city of Joplin honors a fallen officer with a bridge renaming ceremony. KOAM News at 10 is next. Now at 10, the city of Joplin pays tribute to an officer fallen in the line of duty. Plus, friends and family of a murdered young man rally in front of the Pittsburgh police station in search for answers. And students from Nevada High School bring the Deepwood Cemetery to life.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A fallen Joplin police officer receives a lasting honor from the city. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Elise Noe. The bridge renaming ceremony took place today on the south side of the Connecticut Avenue Bridge, now named the Officer Timothy Nielsen Memorial Bridge, that crosses over Interstate 44. Officer Nielsen sustained burns to over 45% of his body and remained in critical condition for several weeks following a house call where an explosion took place. Officer Nielsen succumbed to his injuries and passed away in the line of duty on September 13th, 2004.
I can't put it into words, really. His sacrifice was huge, and we have tried to figure out how to move forward and live our lives in a way that honors him, and so to see them honor him in this way, it just adds a layer of respect for him that is very much appreciated.
The Officer Timothy Nielsen Memorial Bridge renaming was officially signed into law on July 6th, 2023. Meteorologist Sam Lane joins us with the first look at weather.
All right, thank you very much, Elise. We've been dealing with the powerful storm system into the plains over the last couple of days. You can see it spiraling here over southern Iowa, spreading lots of showers and thunderstorms up to the north and east. And notice the moisture is now wrapping around the back side of this. And these are clouds that are going to be filtering into our area as we go into the overnight hours. That's going to keep us cool tomorrow, with temperatures dropping through the 50s into the 40s tonight to about 47 degrees with increasing clouds. And the clouds are going to be with us through the football game tomorrow as Pitt State takes on the Missouri Southern Lions in Joplin at 2 o'clock. Temperature about 57 degrees at kickoff, cool with a halftime temperature of 58 degrees with those clouds off and on throughout the afternoon. And I'll be back in a few minutes to tell you when we can expect our next chance of rain in the forecast in just a little bit.
All right, thanks, Sam. The Labette County Sheriff's Office requests charges against a Parsons police officer following a report that shows the officer's canine died of overheating. Authorities say the canine Kareem was found dead in his kennel in August. The necropsy report of Kareem was returned on Wednesday, showing extreme temperatures the day of his death were the sole factor in his passing. The sheriff is now requesting charges of cruelty to animals against the handler. The Labette County Attorney's Office must now determine whether to pursue those charges. Pittsburgh police say there are no new updates on the murder of Justin Krogan. This came as family and friends gathered in front of the Pittsburgh police station to rally for the capture of Krogan's killer. Krogan was shot and killed outside Jimmy B's bar in Pittsburgh on August 20th. Family says they support law enforcement. They just want to see justice done.
We want answers. We want action. I don't want to mess up your ongoing investigation or nothing like that. We're here to support you, but you got to reach out to us and let us know what's going on.
If you know anything about the murder, you are asked to contact police. Tonight, Bushwacker Museum in Nevada hosted their 2 night tales from the Deepwood Cemetery. Nevada High School students from Mrs. Bell's class brought visitors on a tour as they present their first-person portrayals, bringing the cemetery to life. The characters portrayed were all based on historical figures from Nevada, and their monologues were written by the students themselves.
My sheriff was sheriff of Nevada over 100 years ago. And I was out in the line of duty when I got shot down by a suspect we were perpetrating.
While the tales might be over for tonight, the event starts back up tomorrow at 5 p.m. with tours happening every 15 minutes. Coming up, we're just minutes away from the latest edition of Friday Night Football. John and the rest of the sports team have all the night's details. Plus, siblings separated by thousands of miles feel the impact of the war in the Middle East. Their story is next.
It's the final day.
The Israel-Hamas war might feel far away, but some 4 states' residents are directly impacted by it. One Joplin woman originally from Israel is now seeing her twin sister deal with the conflict. KOAM's Fernanda Silva has more.
Last Friday, Renate Wilson went to bed hoping for a restful night, but she woke up at 4 a.m. to more than 20 messages from her twin sister.
I looked at all the messages and I started realizing, what am I reading? And I turned on the TV and I was watching in shock. I was sitting there and watching the horrors.
From almost 7,000 miles away, Nielsen receives updates on the Israel-Hamas war all day long, especially from her sister. The calls and messages keep coming.
She's horrified. She's crying a lot. Every time she calls and she says, I gotta run, there's a siren. And I just want you to know, if something happens, I love you.
But the same calls and messages that bring relief to Nielsen are also a source of anxiety.
All I can do is just sit here and pray and hope that in half an hour, in an hour, she'll contact and she'll say, well, we're out of the safe room for now.
It can happen every 5 minutes. It can happen once in 4 hours. You can never know. It can happen when you take a shower. It can happen when you sleep.
Adela lives near Tel Aviv and says the things they're watching are horrifying.
I'm not sure I can tell you. I don't want to be too graphic about the description.
And I'm afraid to go to sleep at night, that I won't hear the messages. I'm afraid to wake up to a very bad message.
In Joplin, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
To watch both parts of this story, you can go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. A little later, it's a big night for area football. John kicks off the latest edition of Friday Night Football in just a few minutes.
And we'll have a look at your football forecast for tomorrow as well as the rest of the weekend when we come back.
Southeast Kansas. Sale at Westco.
Well, we had a little bit of shower and thunderstorm activity last night, giving us a little bit of rainfall. Let's take a look outside at Seneca, Missouri, at Indigo Sky Casino in Missouri. You can see the rain on the pavement this morning. And as the time lapse goes into motion, you can see that we had mostly cloudy skies through the morning. And then as the mid-morning come along, the cold front swept through, took the clouds away, and we were left with bright sunny skies and nice temperatures this afternoon and this evening. Right now in Joplin, we're sitting at double nickel, 55, west wind at 8, dew point at 43, and the visibility is currently at 10 miles. And across the region, we're looking at temperatures pretty much in the 50s, lower 50s up to the north and west, like in Yates Center and in Chanute, where they're 52, 57 in Nevada, 55 in Anderson, as well as our friends down in Bentonville with northwesterly winds. And we're about 10 to 15 degrees cooler tonight than we were last night at this time ahead of that cold front. And we're going to see the cooler air filter in behind this big storm system that is spiraling now over southeastern Iowa, producing lots of severe weather there. But lots of moisture wrapping back behind this low is going to drop down into our area during the day tomorrow. That's going to keep temperatures pretty on a short thermometer, where we're going to have temperatures in the 50s pretty much all day long. I wish we had more rain to help with this drought situation, but unfortunately, it's still dry up to the north in Nevada, Cedar County, also in St. Clair County, but it's exceptionally bad in Chautauqua, Elk, and Montgomery counties still this time of year. Rain chances are going to be low for the next few hours, but then tomorrow evening we're going to see rain chances uptick just a little bit, especially for our friends up to the north, where rainfall amounts could end up being around 3 or 4 1/100ths of an inch. Not a lot, more like sprinkles than rain showers. And then as we go through the forecast, we're going to see temperatures tonight dropping down into the upper 40s and lower 50s with the clouds moving in on northwesterly winds. Then tomorrow at around lunchtime, we're expecting mostly cloudy skies, so it doesn't look like the eclipse is going to be a factor. And then as we go into the afternoon, temperatures in the 50s, and then the rain showers developing up towards the north as we go through tomorrow night into Sunday morning with temperatures still in the 50s. More clouds starting to break up as we go into Sunday morning and afternoon with highs in the upper 50s and lower 60s. And over the next 7 days, we're going to see several storm systems roll through our area, one right after the other, with the next one arriving about Thursday of next week. So until then, it's going to be fall-like with temperatures in the 50s and 60s and lows in the 30s and 40s.
Looks good to me.
Me too.
Thanks, Sam. Mount Vernon's annual Apple Butter Making Days is here. The festival carries on the 47-year-old tradition that started when a few churches got together to help raise funds for the congregation. The festival has since grown exponentially, and it hosts almost 400 vendors this year.
Absolute, complete, humbling honor. I have the best team that surrounds this community. This community surrounds us and supports each other. It's just, I've never seen anything like this. It's unique to see an entire town come together for one unique purpose.
The festival will continue on until Sunday at 4 p.m. Well, Sam and I are going to turn it over to John and Brock and the rest of the sports team. Friday night football action straight ahead.
With the Sonic
$249.
You're watching 4-State Friday Night, proudly sponsored by GN Bank, Crockett, Sticklin and Sticklin Law Firm, and Macco Builders.
Hey, welcome into 4-State's Friday Night. It's Week 8. I'm John Dales with you as always. The Parsons Vikings enter tonight at 6-0. They've won 4 of those games by 27 points or more, and are 2 wins away from an undefeated regular season. Standing in their way, 5-1 Frontenac, who just blew out Baxter Springs a week ago. It's homecoming night at Frontenac. They're your king and queen. Parsons trying to spoil the festivities. After forcing a quick punt, Vikings first play from scrimmage. Toss to Jamarcus Washington, puts his foot in the ground, cuts upfield, picks up about 50 on that sweep. Vikings get into the red zone, but that drive stalls outside of the end zone. 29-yard field goal attempt is no good. We stay at 0-0 into the second quarter now. Parsons punts away, ball down on the ground. Frontenac returner not sure if he's picking it up or not. He touches the ball. The Vikings fall on it. After a discussion, the refs say, yeah, they did touch that. It's Viking football. Moving the ball down the field, but Trey Mack goes down. He's picked off by Wyatt Frazier. Big turnover for the Frontenac defense. They take over, still 0-0, but now it's the Parsons defense turn to make a play. Huge turning point in this game. Pass intercepted by Mekhi Ball. He's got a convoy returning it the other way, but look at the end of this play. His teammate drags him into the end zone. There's going to be a flag down on the field for that action, so the touchdown doesn't stand. The interception does. Parsons ends up getting a 4th down and goal. They try to slam it in with Jamarius Washington. He's stonewalled. Defensive game throughout. Frontenac kicker Aiden Hill makes a 38-yard field goal with just 10 seconds left, and the Raiders get a 10-8 victory. Baxter Springs, meanwhile, trying to bounce back from that tough loss to Frontenac last week. Columbus trying to do the same thing after losing to Colgan big at home. Tonight, the two of them square off. Starting this one late in the first half, Peyton Gaines, quarterback for Baxter Springs, hands it off up the middle to Sam Weaver. He gets across the goal line and in for a touchdown, put the Lions up 6. We go ahead to the second half. Columbus quarterback Jack Vallela drops back, launches it deep down the field. Jace Midget is there, wide open, into the end zone for a touchdown. Titans put another 6 on the board. They're going for 2 right now. It's Vallela, right back to Midget. Short pass into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. Still in the third, quarterback Peyton Gaines for Baxter Springs, man, he's a playmaker. And he reverses field here, keeps it himself, dodges all sorts of tackles, and he's going to get all the way into the end zone for a touchdown. Unfortunately for Baxter Springs, though, it's not enough. Columbus goes on to win 42-36. We now go over to Hutchinson Field. Colgan and Erie each enter the night undefeated in District 1 play. The Panthers have been a different level of dominant this season, though. They've blown out nearly every team they've faced. 4-State Friday night continuing. Colgan taking on Erie. Panther QB Tucker Harrell, he's shown all season that he does it not just with his arm, but also he's a threat on the ground. He does that here. Takes it with his own hands, gets some big time help, scoots by defenders and scores. That's the first touchdown of the game. Panthers up 7-0. Erie trying to come back. Red Devil QB Seth Welch. Quick scramble to the outside, a little bit of positive yardage. Now back to Colgan on offense. Harrell looking deep. Clayton Anderson hauls it in. He's got plenty of grass in front of him into the end zone for a touchdown. 14-0. We go ahead now, going deep once more. Colgan, this time the connection to Jack Schremer with the reception. Makes a defender miss with that move. Gets into the end zone for a touchdown. 21-0. Schremer's not done yet. Gets the catch on the opposite side of the field. Same result. He's going to scoot into the end zone for a touchdown. 28-0 at that point. Colgan wins big. They're 7-0. 63-8 the final. That brings us to a break here on 4 State Friday Night. When we return, we go to Missouri, where Carthage just upset Webb City last week. Tonight, the Tigers go for their 5th straight win on the road at Joplin. That and more right after this.
We're your neighbor. We see you at the store.
Welcome back into 4 State Friday Night. Next up is a game between two teams with nearly complete opposite seasons. Joplin started 3-0 this year before losing its next 3, then righting the ship at Carl Junction last week. Carthage began 0-3 and enters tonight on a 4-game winning streak. Senior night in Joplin before the game. Seniors and their families meet at midfield. Great moment for a lot of players that dedicated themselves to this game. Carthage looking to keep their win streak alive. Joplin saying not on our home turf, planting the flag there. First quarter, Hobbs Gooch scrambling around. He sees an opening. He's going to take it himself. Dives for the pylon. They say he got there. Joplin takes a 7-0 lead. We go ahead. Next Eagles possession. Quinn Renfro. And he's so good when he stays on the field. Been battling injuries this year, but you see the power there and the speed. Dragging defenders with him. Still making guys miss. Goes ahead to the 4-yard line. Early second quarter, Renfro in the Wildcat. Pounds it into the end zone for 6. Eagles up 14-0 now. Carthage still has a few tricks left up their sleeve though. Reverse jet sweep. Wide receiver Langston Morgan's going to throw. That pass is caught by Carson Murray, breaks a tackle, and he gets into the end zone. Huge play for the Tigers to get back into it. 14-7. They now trail. However, Joplin quick to answer. It would be all night. Quinn Renfro again. Tigers just didn't have an answer for him. He reaches into the end zone for a touchdown. What a night the senior had on senior night. Joplin picks up a huge win at home. They defeat Carthage 49-21. Staying in the COC, over to Cardinal Stadium. Webb City hasn't lost a home game this season. They host Neosho on senior night, hoping to bounce back from that loss against Carthage a week ago. Neosho on the road. As I mentioned, Cardinals senior night at the half. Webb City on top, 20-12. Opening drive of the second half. Gabe Johnson throws it deep. Joseph DeGraffenried with a big catch and a first down. A few plays later, Webb City still on offense. That ball comes loose, and Neosho's got it. Huge turnover. Wildcats back on offense. Quentin Hughes, 3rd and long, goes to Tyrone Harris. Unbelievable catch. He lost him. Touchdown Neosho. Wildcats back in it and then some. Neosho going for 2, trying to tie it up. Hughes rolling out, trying to find somebody. Throws to the end zone. It's no good, so we're still at 20-18. Later in the third quarter, 3rd down and long for the Cards. Jackson Lucas completes this pass to Cohen Epler. First down Webb City. Still in that drive, still 20-18, another 3rd down, but Neosho defense gets a stop. Everson Tomlinson gets the tackle. That forces a Webb City field goal, puts them up 23-18. It's good. Cardinals find some offense later in the second half. They go on to win this one 37-18. Over to the Big 8 now. Seneca, the only unbeaten team left in that conference. Indians have won every game this year by 2 scores or more. Tonight, their final home game against McDonald County. Senior night in Seneca as well. 7-0 Indians taking on the upset-minded 4-3 McDonald County Mustangs. QB Gavin Hoover takes it himself here on a scramble. That's a 14-yard pickup. Later in the drive, Jackson Mars not liking what he's seeing inside. He goes outside, and he gets 6. That's a touchdown. Seneca on top. Mustangs not to be outdone, though. Sam Barton takes it himself for a pickup of about 19 yards here. Quarterback Dustin Dowd takes it himself as well. Scramble there, you see him getting to the outside. That's a first down. Mustangs on the move. Huge sack here on 4th down, though. That turns over McDonald County. Next play, Indians fumble. Mustangs recover. That's J.P. Clarkson who gets it. Then Dowd looking for his favorite receiver, Josh Pacheco. He's got him in the end zone for a touchdown. Seneca goes on to win, though, 38-14. Elsewhere in the Big 8, Cassville goes to Lamar. They're trying to get an upset as well. Tigers get the ball first. Make the most of it. First play of the game, Chase Query goes 55 yards into the end zone for a touchdown. Lamar up 7-zip. Cassville trying to get something going on offense. Check down pass, Cosmo Rhodes. That's a first down. Next play, QB keeper, Bodie Rose shakes off a couple of Tiger defenders. Stiff arm, gets another first down. Then Rose going to pass it to Bryson Jacobson. That's another first down. They're moving the chains. Wildcats get inside the 25. Can't capitalize, though. Trying to get 3 on the board. They miss the field goal. Lamar gets the ball back, practically put it away early in the first quarter. Alex Wilkerson goes back to Query. 75-yard touchdown. Lamar goes on to win 41-7. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for you in this edition of 4 States Friday Night. Stay up with us another 30 minutes, though, for Fox 14 Press Box at 11. More highlights. We choose the Performer of the Week, a lot more. Until then, here's some of the top plays of the night.